Alright, it is finally spooky season. Or if you're me, it's been spooky season since September 1st. And so, it's finally time to start making spooky and horror-themed theories. And to start my favorite time of the year, we're delving into one of my all-time favorite horror franchises, Alien. We're mainly talking about the original movie today, so if you have not seen it, need a refresher, or want to re-binge the series like I'll be doing after I finish editing this video, I implore you to go and watch at least the first movie before watching this theory. It is so worth the watch. We'll do a deep dive into the first movie and then the theory talk, so if you want to jump forward, the timestamps are going to be available on the screen here as well as down in the description. But I don't want to take away the excitement of watching it for the first time from any new viewers of the franchise, so I will give everyone who wants to go a few seconds to pause and come back. Alright, spoilers for Alien 1 and some other aspects of the franchise going forward, you have been warned. The movie opens in the vast vacuum of space in the year 2122. The 8-man crew of the commercial towing vehicle, the Nostromo, are awoken from cryosleep halfway on their journey back to Earth with their mineral cargo. The crew are as follows: Captain Dallas, Executive Officer Kane, Warrant Officer Ripley, Navigator Lambert, Chief Engineer Parker, Engineering Technician Brett, Science Officer Ash, and Official Rodent Catcher and all-around furry baby Jonesy. Upon realizing they were woken up early, the crew learns it is because the ship received a transmission of unknown origin, and per their contracts, they must look into it. They track the signal to a small planetoid, undock from their cargo and land, where the crew splits up. Dallas, Kane, and Lambert head out to find the source of the signal, while Ripley, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Jonesy stay on the ship to monitor the ground crew, fix damage the ship suffered when landing, and of course, be the cutest little guy in the movie. The ground crew find an enormous derelict ship in the fog, and upon adventuring inside, find a massive humanoid corpse and hundreds, if not thousands, of eggs. One of the eggs opens up, and the alien lifeform inside, called the Facehugger, latches onto Kane's face and burns directly through his helmet. Eventually, the Facehugger detaches from Kane, and the ship is fixed, but the seeds of their own destruction have already been sown. Kane seems alright, but while eating a meal, he starts spazzing out until he collapses on the table, and the second stage of the creature, the chestburster, does exactly what the name suggests. It bursts out of his chest, killing him in the process. The crew split up to capture the creature, which has quickly grown into the Stage 3 xenomorph. Brett searches for Jonesy to rescue him so he doesn't get got or interfere with the crew's tracking equipment, and something interesting happens. Brett follows Jonesy into a room. The xenomorph is also in the room. The xenomorph drops down behind Brett, nabs him, and leaves without harming Jonesy. Keep that in mind. The xenomorph then starts picking off the rest of the crew, starting with Dallas. At this moment, the remaining crew members discover the truth about Ash. Ash is revealed to be a synthetic human, designed and sent by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, the crew's boss and secondary antagonists to the franchise. Ash is there to carry out his own agenda, assigned by the corporation, and hidden to the rest of the crew. That agenda being, seek out the xenomorph, capture one, and bring it back to Earth for the company to exploit. The crew is expendable as long as the perfect organism makes it to the company. Once Ash is deactivated, Ripley searches for Jonesy while Parker and Lambert get coolant for their plan. Ripley will prepare the escape shuttle and they'll blow up the ship with the xenomorph still on board. Ripley finds and secures Jonesy, but the xenomorph takes out Parker and Lambert with ease. Hearing the killings over the comms and finding the bodies, Ripley sets the self-destruct sequence and heads for the shuttle. On her way to the shuttle, Ripley finds Dallas and Brett, captured by the creature and seemingly fused to the ship by some sort of nest or cocoon or something like that made by the xenomorph, but still alive. At least Dallas is, and he's begging for death, so Ripley puts him out of his misery. With 5 minutes left until the self-destruct, Ripley gets Jonesy, who's in his little carrier, and gets to the shuttle. Also, when searching the wiki, I found an apparently deleted scene here, where the xenomorph eyes down Jonesy in his carrier but chooses to let him live. So including that deleted scene, that is now 2 moments where the xenomorph could have taken out the cat with ease, but chose not to. Ripley and Jonesy fly away from the Nostromo in the nick of time as the ship explodes in the distance. Once Jonesy is secure in a cryopod, Ripley prepares to join him, only to find that the xenomorph was smart enough to sneak aboard the shuttle before the Nostromo exploded. Ripley, with her quick thinking, opens the airlock, and the xenomorph is ejected from the shuttle. Having faced certain death and escaping as the victor, Ellen Ripley gives a report as the last surviving member of the Nostromo and goes into cryosleep, hoping to reach civilization in about 6 weeks' time. Alright, with the movie broken down, let's get into the theory. Cats, as we know them, are one of the best hunters on the planet, with their sharp teeth, even sharper claws, and courage to even take on bears at times. So why doesn't the xenomorph target Jonesy? It may be because it doesn't see the cat as a threat, but not only does it see humans as threats, but it's smart enough to easily outsmart the humans on board. And because the xenomorph does not have the knowledge we do when it comes to cats and their standing in our society, you would think it would naturally just target everything. Maybe it just naturally knows it's outmatched against orange car energy, but I think the truth is much darker than we were all led to believe. Notice, amongst the crew, there's only one other member the xenomorph does not attack: Ash. Remember, Ash was a synthetic human created by Weyland-Yutani, designed to blend in with the other humans on board with a hidden agenda: bring a xenomorph back to Earth so the corporation can exploit the creature as a weapon or sell it and make a fortune to ensure humanity remains the elite species in the universe. Ash was never a living organism. He was an android. Now granted, in Alien 1, Ash and the xenomorph do not share a scene together, but in future installments, the xenomorphs are somehow able to differentiate between humans and non-humans and do not see synths as threats, with the exception of a few situations. So, I think Jonesy was actually a synthetic cat manufactured by Weyland-Yutani in order to spy on the crew. According to the synthetic page of the Xenopedia, synth production was carefully controlled by the authorities, but eventually the tech would fall into the hands of the underground parts of humanity. Once that happened in the late 22nd century, facsimile pets were created for the super wealthy, and synthetic animals were created to aid humanity as guards and companions. So, it is entirely possible that Weyland-Yutani were making synthetic pets for space missions before the tech was available to the lower classes. But if I haven't convinced you yet, I have one more damning piece of evidence. In Alien Out of the Shadows, a 2014 novel written by Tim Levin, published by Titan Books, and taking place between Alien and Aliens, the sequel movie, Ripley speaks to Jonesy, saying, quote, "So why didn't you spot anything wrong with that damn bastard Ash? Damn fine ship's cat you are." To the crew, Jonesy was brought on to hunt mice and provide entertainment. A cat should be able to pick up on any subtle differences that would make a synth stand out, and if the cat clearly dislikes one crewmate in particular, that would definitely make everyone else sus of them. But if Jonesy was a synthetic cat, he could easily be programmed to recognize synths as normal humans to make sure the crew does not get tipped off to the imposter on board, while also allowing the corporation to chill in spectator mode. Besides, we know the company values the lives of their various crew members so little that they're considered expendable as long as the xenomorph is brought to them. It would be wise of them to have more than one synth on board. In the off chance that the human synth gets discovered and shut down, like we see in Alien, they can at least fall back on the synthetic cat there to give them a safe view of what the xenomorph is capable of, which in turn would allow them to tweak their means of capturing the creature without putting themselves in danger. And let's be real here, nobody would expect the cat to be an imposter among us. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.